Because people took Michelle Martin's statement at face value when they shouldn't have.
The DA explains what went so wrong in the Victoria Martens murder case.
The district attorney dropped a couple of bombshells last week in the Victoria Martens case, details that investigators knew for more than a year, including the fact that there is a fourth suspect in the case. News 13's Marissa Lucero is live downtown at District Court with the DA's response. Marissa?
Jess, the DA says there were a handful of missteps taken in the Victoria Martens murder investigation. And while he's not putting direct blame on police or the prior DA, he says there were a lot of things that could have been done differently.
My first responsibility is to Victoria, is to that little girl. And I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that.
3 days after Michelle Martens took a surprise plea deal in the murder of her 10-year-old daughter Victoria, and District Attorney Raul Torres released shocking new details in the case, one that includes a fourth unknown suspect.
Much of what has been reported about this case is simply not true.
We asked the DA today what went wrong.
I think a lot of critical time was lost early in the investigation because people took Michelle Martin's statement at face value when they shouldn't have.
Torres says when he took office 5 months after the murder, there was a lot that had not yet been done, like checking cell phone data from 2 of the main suspects, Martens and her boyfriend, Fabian Gonzalez. Another misstep, the DNA found on Victoria hadn't been tested.
Those 2 pieces of information together is what really brought a sense that what everyone had assumed in terms of taking Michelle Martin's statement at face value couldn't be assumed anymore.
Last summer, they discovered the DNA evidence did not belong to Gonzalez. And at the same time, the DA says cell phone data came back showing, in fact, Gonzalez and Martens were not at the apartment at the time the 10-year-old is believed to have been killed, but that the couple returned home after the murder. Friday, Martens pled guilty to 1 count of child abuse.
She is guilty. She is guilty of being a horrible mother.
The DA says the charge stems from leaving her daughter in the care of Gonzalez's cousin, Jessica Kelly, even though Martens knew Kelly was dangerous and had just gotten out of prison. The DA tells us there's also no way to prove Martens knew about her daughter's death when she got home that night in August 2016. He says their main goal is to find the unknown man they now believe was with Jessica Kelly when the 2 raped and murdered Victoria.
My focus is on working with APD to try and solve this case and do what we can to get justice for Victoria.
And we asked the DA why it took him a year to release the fact that they've been looking for that fourth suspect. He says they wanted more time to look into leads before they tipped off that unknown involved fourth person. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Marissa. As for Fabian Gonzalez, he is still charged with tampering with evidence and child abuse. The DA says he will not be offering a deal to him. His trial is set for October. Jessica Kelly's trial is set for next year.